am courtenay1 with Warman Homes. I'm the sales manager and I'm going to walk you through your walkthrough booklet this morning. So when you guys get here, this folder is going to be sitting on the island and all the papers that I'm going to read through right now are going to be tucked inside. There's also 2 business cards mounted to the front there. So this one is mine. My direct phone number is on there, as well as my email address if you guys have questions in the future. I also put the service manager's card on there too, so that you'd have his direct line and his email in case you had questions. So I'm going to start on the left side of the folder and I'll go front to back, and then I'll go to the right and I'll do the same thing. So on the left hand side, tucked in the back corner is going to be a full set of drawings. So this is the set that we used to build. Basically everything that we use is in here. There's going to be a rough basement layout sketched on the foundation plan. If you ever sell your home, make sure you pass those on to the new owner. If you have questions about the drawings at all, you can always give us a call and we can have a quick chat. The next thing that I have in there is the surveyor certificate. So as you can see, this is an official copy. Your lawyer is going to need this to transfer title, so you'll want to give them a copy prior to your possession day. And then as well, if you ever sell, make sure you pass this on to the new purchaser as well. I also have a little renovations flyer here. So in case you're not aware, Warman Homes has a renovation division. We could come and do any of these types of jobs for you. Everything that they do is kind of listed here. I've also put on the renovation manager's business card so that you could contact him if you wanted your basement developed or a deck or anything like that. And I'll just tuck that into this folder. Okay, so moving on to the right hand side of the folder. The next thing I have is kind of a guide to the service department and a guide to your warranty. So all the houses that we sell come with Saskatchewan New Home Warranty. I've put a pamphlet in here so that you can see what's included. What we offer as part of our sale is the 1 year, 2 year, and the 10 year. So 1 year is comprehensive. It covers all your materials, basically everything in your house. Within that first year, any problems, you're going to call us directly. The next one is the 2 year, and that is water penetration, and the 10 is all major structural. You are able to purchase extended warranty if you want. In the later part of my video, I'm going to show you where the new home warranty certificate is and how everything's kind of been filled out. Once the house, so the house is already registered, but after the walkthrough, it'll be registered under your name, and then you'll be able to contact them directly and vice versa, and they'll actually send you out a form to offer to purchase extended warranty if you want. So the next set of papers I have is the homeowner orientation. So this is orientating you into our service and our warranty. So this letter is just like a front cover letter. It just kind of explains what we should expect of you as the purchaser and what you should expect of us as your home builder. This doesn't really pertain to service or warranty, but we like to just tuck it in here. So this is like a list of before you move in, all the services you have to turn over. So your heat, your power, your water, everything is already hooked up under our name. Prior to your possession date, you want to get all those services changed over into your name so that the billing is appropriate. Also so that they come and read the meters so that you don't get a bill that is like a construction bill from us building the house, things like that. So I also have a list of maintenance reminders here. So the first one is spring, the next one is winter. These are items for you guys to complete. It's just a general outline. If you've ever owned a home before, you've done these things. We just like to show it so that it's something to kind of keep you top of mind. So in the spring, you want to check your grading. You want to check that your downspouts are free and clear of debris and that they're all pointing away from the property. The grading, you want to make sure that it's sloping away from the property and that there's no dips or sinkholes where water could sit and possibly penetrate your basement wall. Things like that. So there's one for spring, there's one for winter. I'll let you guys read those at your leisure. The next page is the warranty checkup. So I've checked the box here for the 90 days. So basically this is just going to remind you that After your first 90 days in the house, our service manager, Will Spazoka, whose card is on the folder here, he's gonna contact you and just check in and say, you know, how are things going? Do you have any questions? Do you have any warranty items you need us to take care of? If you did at that point, you could fill out this form and drop it off, or you can shoot either of us an email, or you can even give us a phone call. Whatever's easiest for you, really. This is just a reminder that we're gonna check in after those 90 days. Then, as your 1-year warranty is coming to a close, that full comprehensive warranty, we need a list, like something in writing from you stating that you have warranty issues. So at that point, you could fill out this form. This one's checked for the 12 months. Fill this out, bring it in, shoot us an email, send us a letter, whatever you prefer. We will also send you a letter reminding you that this is happening. And that one, like I just said, we do need something in writing for that one. And then this is just a general service request form. So it's more of a reminder. Again, any service, any warranty items, you can always call or email in. That's probably easier for everybody. But if you prefer to fill out a form, you can. This is just a reminder that we are always there. So part of us being a home builder, that's part of our reputation and part of the service that we offer. We are always here if you have questions or if you need something. The benefit of us building houses, being in Mormon and building houses in Mormon, is that we are literally just 5 minutes away. So when our office is open, please always call us first. We can come over ASAP more often than not to fix or help or even answer questions. Sometimes it's easier if someone's in your house and you can point to the issue and say, this is what it is. What do I do with this? Or how do I fix it? Or, you know, is this actually something that can be fixed, or is it just part of a new home? Because sometimes, like moisture on the windows, things like that have to deal with like the people living in the home and the climate outside. There's solutions around it, and sometimes it's just learning that. So always call us, I guess. That's what I'm trying to get to here if you have questions. So this is just a reminder we're always there. Seeing that we're not open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we've also provided you with the cell numbers for a few of the trades that have worked in the home. So these are to be used only when our office is closed. So like Christmas Day, your furnace stops working, you need some kind of a service or some kind of help to get it going again. These numbers are here for that. We also have a laminated copy of this that is down in the pocket on the side of the furnace, just so that you always kind of have it on hand. And that is that booklet. Okay, so like I said, the first year is comprehensive warranty, and anytime you have an issue with that, you're gonna call us. After that first year, every product that we've used in your home carries its own warranty as well. So that's the next package that I'm gonna roll into here. So I'm just gonna briefly run through what each of these things is, and then you guys can read through it and learn more about the products in your home. So the first one I have here is Coltech. So this is windows and doors. On this one specifically, I've written an order number here. So if you are to have an issue after that 1-year warranty mark is up and you're calling them directly, the first thing they're gonna ask you is for the order number, which is right here. Once you give them that, they know every single window and door that has been put into this home, how it operates and all those kinds of things, so they can better direct you if you have your order number. If you ever sell, make sure you pass that on to the new purchaser because it will make their life easier as well. Okay, so the rest of the products. So ICO is your shingles. Flowform is your countertops. I'll keep those in order for you. Kohler. So this one, it just says faucets at the top, but in actuality, we get all of our plumbing products from Kohler. So this would encompass like the kitchen sink, the kitchen tap, the bathroom sink, the toilet, the shower faucets, and the tub shower faucet. All of that comes from Kohler. The kitchen sink here actually comes from Kindred, which there's another paper for that, which is this. So it was called Kindred before, now it's called Frankie. So this is for the kitchen sink. Talks about the maintenance and things like that with it. High Tech, so this would be your shower base in your ensuite, and then the tub that's in your main bath. Wiser is doorknobs, levers, interior and exterior, and the deadbolts. Those have a lifetime warranty on them. And something that's really neat is that our retail division, Warman Home Center, will actually replace your levers or doorknobs, anything from Weiser that has that warranty on it, directly across their counter. So if you were to go there like on a Saturday and you want to just be able to replace it that day, they'll just pass you a new one over the counter and then they'll claim the warranty on it. Warman cabinet, so that's where all the cabinets have come from in the home. Something that I like to do on the walkthrough is to talk about the specific type of cabinets that has been used in your home and how to clean it, just so that everybody's on the same page. So these cabinets in your home are MDF and they were painted. They also have like a finish coat on them. This is what it says though, so I'm just reading right here where it says painted cabinet can be cleaned with a solution of warm water and a small amount of mild dish detergent. Simply wipe clean with a cloth dampened with a detergent solution and dry immediately to avoid streaking. You should avoid using products containing bleach, ammonia, or silicone. And though the finish is very durable, the repeated use of harsh chemicals can damage the lacquer finish. So just something to keep aware of. And then on the back page here, it talks about like liquid spills and the hardware on the cabinets and how you can maintain that as well. The next note I have is not so much for product, it's just a note. So when you're moving furniture and things like that, just remember to protect your floor in any way that you possibly can. Using glides or proper pads underneath is always going to save you a little bit of issue with your flooring. So this Phoenix, this is the carpet that's in the bedrooms and on the stairs. Talks about your warranty and that kind of thing on here. The one product that I didn't actually have to put in this package was the vinyl plank. I'm gonna have something in the house for you when you take possession. I couldn't get the pamphlet today, so I'll make sure that there's something here for this floor, the maintenance and the warranty and the care guide for it. This is for the hot water heater. This talks about the flammable vapor sensor that Malcolm was talking about when he did his walkthrough down and he took that cover off and there was the little dial. That's what this is referring to. So it's just a little bit more education on that product in case you're curious. The next paper is for the smoke alarms and the carbons. Again, this is, there's a little bit of troubleshooting on here. So if you ever had an issue with your smoke alarms or things like that, this would be something really good to reference. I would actually recommend reading this now and then keeping some of these things actually on hand that you could quick reference if you needed to. One of the items in that like spring winter maintenance reminder is to check the batteries in your smoke detectors to ensure that everything's up to date. So they are all hardwired, but they all have battery backup as well. So if the batteries start to die out, they're going to start beeping at you to give you an indication that the batteries need to be changed. The problem with it is that in my house, it always seems to happen like middle of the night, like 3 in the morning, wakes people up. Keeping it as part of your maintenance reminder and checking it and knowing what happens, like what's actually going to happen when it does is really good to know, because then you won't panic that you have a fire and you'll know exactly what you need to do to fix it. This one just talks about the concrete, so how to protect your concrete. With our climate, conditions outside are really harsh, like our temperature changes are really drastic from season to season. So that's just a little bit of notes on how you can protect your concrete for longer lasting. Gentech would be your siding. So that is all the products there. The last thing that I have is a bit of a general overview of new homes. So when Malcolm did his walkthrough, he talked about the HRV system and how important it was and what it does. So just to reiterate that, your HRV system is a system that is brought into your home to ventilate your air. It's called an HRV because it stands for heat recovery ventilation. So in the grills that are at the top, so like that one right there, when you hit that fan on, it's sucking the stale air out of the house and it's bringing in fresh air. And the fresh air, you'd feel like if you put your hand over the heat register, that's where the air is going to come into your home. What actually happens is there's vents on the side of the house out there that we looked at when we did the walkthrough on the outside. That's where it's drawing the air. It gets sucked in through the ductwork and then it goes into the HRV. So there was that mixing box that he talked about the maintenance on. The air goes in there, the cold air from outside goes in there, mixes with the ambient air that was brought out of the house. So that vent is sucking, this one is bringing in, like pushing it through the house. As the air is being drawn out of the house, it's also going through that mixing valve. And the heat that was in that air that your furnace already heated is going to stay in that box. The cold air pushes through, warms the air, and then it comes back through the house. So it's a very efficient system. It's not going to cause your furnace to kick on as it's running, which systems that we used even say like 5 years ago didn't have that efficiency in them. So this is a much better system than that. That system is going to do quite a bit of work for you in your home. So aside from keeping your air fresh, obviously that's the like main thing. It also removes, like in that stale air, it's going to remove unwanted moisture from your home. So using that, so if you when Malcolm was talking about it, he briefly touched on like how you live in your house is going to determine on how much you need it to run, which is 100% true. So if you cook a lot, if you are showering a lot, if you do a lot of laundry, anything like that that is forcing moisture into the house, you're probably going to notice that you have to run your HRV system more. When we turn the house over, we have a little basket that we bring in, and there's a humidistat in there that's going to tell you what your humidity is inside the house. That's what you want to use to know how you need to be running that system. So these next documents go into that in more detail. One other thing I like to mention to customers, just in case you don't understand why we have an HRV and why the system is the way it is. Years and years and years ago, houses were not sealed very well at all. We always had that like natural ventilation going in and around, like in the windows. You could hold your hand up to the window and you could feel the air coming in. We don't have that anymore. You shouldn't have that anymore. Things are sealed so well to be so efficient, to try to use less gas to heat the house, all those kinds of things, that now we actually have to have a system that moves the air around, because in a house that's sealed well, the air isn't ventilating properly. So that's why HRVs are part of the house system, but they do so many more things than just ventilate your air. So I like to just mention that. Okay, so these documents, this one talks about measuring the humidity in the house, how to do it, when it's at the right humidity, how you could tell, things like that. Everybody likes their house at a different humidity scale. So that's something you'll have to learn as you're living in the house. Like, you might be able to feel it. If it's too dry, your nose might feel dry, or you might get bloody noses, things like that. If there isn't enough moisture, if there's too much moisture, you'll notice water on your windows, things like that. So it's definitely like something you learn as you go. This one talks about how to maintain the HRV system. So it just reiterates more of those points that both Malcolm and I talked about, how to make sure, that it's clean and that you're managing it properly. This one is how to prevent window condensation. It's going to talk more about the HRV in there too. Everything kind of ties back into that. And then the other item kind of goes back to those maintenance reminders. So this is how to prevent basement flooding. Ties back into checking your sump pump, making sure that the pump is actually working properly, and making sure that the grate is sloped properly and that the downspouts are down when it rains. All those kinds of things are going to tie back into this specific one. So then there's also a book here, the care and maintenance. So this one's going to talk quite a bit about the moisture too. It talks about all kinds of things. Like, it'll talk about how to adjust the telepost in the basement, which Malcolm mentioned, things you need to check. You also need to make sure that you're not over adjusting things. This is a really, really good book. I'm in my second Warm and Home right now, and I still read this book on a yearly basis, just to make sure that I am checking things properly and that I'm like up on what I need to do. The best part about this book is that it's actually issued from Saskatchewan New Home Warranty, so it's issues and solutions pertinent to where we live. If you were to say Google an issue with your home, you're not going to know if that's Saskatchewan, California, Switzerland. You really wouldn't, right? So I would always try to check this first, just because it is definitely pertinent to the issues that we would see in our climate and in our area. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about here is radon. So when I'm with people in person doing the walkthrough, I usually ask the question, what do you guys know about radon? Do you know what radon is? Do you know the things that we do in construction to prevent radon? Do you know why it's an issue? Things like that. I don't get to ask you that, so I'm just gonna explain it. So radon is a gas that is found within the earth. Typically, the deeper you go, the higher the concentration. There's also different parts of the world that have a higher concentration of radon than others. So where we build, radon typically is not an issue. There's actually a map on the back of this sheet that kind of shows the concentration levels throughout the province of Saskatchewan. So where we build, not an issue, but we follow Saskatchewan Building Code and the National Building Code when we build houses. So there are places in Saskatchewan that have higher concentrations, and there's places in Canada that have higher concentrations. So in our building code, there's specific items that we do in construction to prevent radon from entering your home. So this document is going to tell you a little bit about radon. If you thought radon was an issue in your home, this is actually going to explain to you what to do, what you should do if there's high levels of radon. Basically, they're going to tell you that you're going to order a radon testing kit from the Canadian Cancer Society, and you're going to set it in your basement for 3 months. Then you're going to package it up and send it back into them, and they're going to tell you what the Doppler tested. Did it show any amount of radon or not? So that's something you could do if you thought you had radon in your home. If you did have radon in your home, there is a radon gas trap. So the two items that we do in construction to prevent radon is the radon gas trap, this first one, which is a tube that penetrates the slab, and then it also has a pipe that goes right into the center of the home. So there's a cap on that right now to protect you, but if you thought there was radon in your home, you would hire a company to come in, pop that cap off, vacuum out the radon, and then expel it into the atmosphere to remediate it in your home. We also run a bead of caulking all the way around the perimeter where the wall meets the floor in the basement, and then on any penetrations. That radon caulking also goes on there, which Malcolm mentioned when we were down in the basement. So yeah, that's radon. Nothing you really need to worry about, but we like to educate our clients about it just in case they're wondering, if they go down in the basement and they see radon written on the floor, what that actually means. Okay, so that's basically your whole booklet here that I went through. I'm going to turn the video off, and then I'm going to go back on, and I'm going to talk about the documents on the island and how you need to sign and the other things that I need you to do. What else? Oh, something I like to mention. So when you guys are walking through with the tape, make sure that when you're looking at a paint deficiency that you are 5 feet away from the wall and that you're looking at it straight on. Nothing down the angle, nothing in a shadow, nothing that's highlighted, anything like that. New Home Warranty states that you need to be 5 feet away and straight on for it to actually be registered as a deficiency. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to flip it around and go through the stuff on the island.